This is Moonstalker at that place for walkthroughs with Lillith of Dragon Age Origins. Another crash, and I have a lot of them lately. Picking it up again from here.
So, you know that I'm a Templar, right?
I believe what I heard was that you were not, in fact, a Templar. You were trained as one before you became a Grey Warden.
That's right, but I still have all the abilities of one, of course. That doesn't make you nervous.
Should it? I am no apostate. Perhaps you should be directing this question at Morrigan.
She claims not to be afraid of me, or anything, really. But you've had more experience with the Templars than her. I know how mages can sometimes...
The Templars serve a function, and a necessary one. If what has happened at the tower proves anything, it is that we mages can be dangerous, even to ourselves.
That's one way of looking at it.
And regardless, you seem like a decent enough young man. If you decide to slaughter me out of hand, I'm sure you would at least inform me first, no?
Oh, sure. Count on it.
What a nice guy. Right now, Lillith is just tying up some loose ends.
Isn't that the point? We could all be figment... just players in a play.
You're the Grey Warden, aren't you? Exactly who I was hoping to meet. I represent a collective of mages interested in going about their lives without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
Tell me more.
The collective is a self-policing guild of mages who simply want to be left alone. We mean no offense to the Chantry, but we would rather live on our own terms. Next to me, and in every major settlement, you will find an inconspicuous sack containing requests from mages all over the land who need the assistance of someone skillful and discreet.
I'll take a look at these requests.
Thank you, my friend. We have agents in every major settlement to reward you for work done on behalf of the collective. Make us smile upon you.
Exactly. You... everything. All a dream. But whose dream?
The client is very pleased. Come back soon.
Some being of cosmic power. Sublime, enlightened.
Yes?
Samael. I remember you from the Old Testament. I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I'm here to bring you in for desertion.
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you. I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
Now, don't get upset.
We all just get along. No. Is that all you've got?
More enlightened than that.
Samael the Deserter. Quest updated.
Good day.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
I'd like a drink.
Of course. What would you like?
Whatever you got. Win like swine.
Maker, rest the souls of all, Templar and Mage, who gave their lives defending the Circle. May they find peace and love.
All these guys.
Lovely.
Hiya.
Rough travels out here, eh? We even saw Darkspawn on the way in.
Darkspawn, you don't say.
Right, Darkspawn. We killed a whole band of them on the way up from Lothering. We're delivering a message to the Chantry in Denerim. You?
I'm here to stop you.
I thought you said... Wait, you're serious?
Dead serious.
You look pretty tough, but we just fought Darkspawn. I think we can handle a few losers in armor. Let's see what you've got.
Well, first what I've got is your mage.
Couldn't we all just get along?
Then I got you guys.
No?
And then I got some blood magic.
Well, all right.
There.
And then I got blood wound.
Lovely.
We must strike quickly.
Now, is that impressive enough for you? Seal of Rat Red.
What is it? I have work to do.
I have a note here from your master.
What does it say? Ah, I knew this would happen. Just when I was starting to get good. Well, thanks, I guess.
Most welcome.
Dwarven crafts. Welcome, welcome. We sell only the strongest dwarven steel, folded over 100 times in the forges of Orzammar. In times like this, surely your group could use some extra protection on the road.
Show me what you have.
Every piece comes with a stamp of assurance.
Yep.
Right.
It's a big guy. Even compared to Alistair, he's big. Wow.
I wonder if they have a good plum wine.
Mean prune juice, Lynn?
What can I get you, stranger?
Ah, Leliana went up a level.
So I'm wondering something. What exactly does a woman see in a man like Zevran?
Oh, he's handsome enough for some. Why'd you ask?
No reason. It's just... Doesn't he seem to be a bit too much? The hair, the clothing...
I don't understand. A bit too much what? Do you have a problem with him?
Beyond the fact that he's an assassin who's tried to kill us more than once? No, not really. Do women go for that sort of thing?
Where I come from, they do. Oh, yes.
Huh. Really? I see.
I'll do it. Right away. I shall. It's done. As you desire.
The Irregulars thank you.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar.
Lilith's gonna head back to camp now, and then wind up the day socializing with various people.
Well, all right.
All right then.
You wish to talk? Ah, good. I have a question for you. You and Alistair are quite close, are you not? I am curious as to the nature of your relationship.
Why? Are you jealous?
Jealous? Not I know.
Oh, no.
But one does not need to be jealous to be leery of rushing headlong into complicated situations. You and I have had our fun, but if this thing between you and Alistair is leading somewhere, I'll happily step aside. Complication avoided. Everyone's the
nice.
happier, yes?
But I don't want you to step aside.
And I have no burning need to do so, but this is not so simple a matter. I make no claims upon you, nor would I dream of such.
You're such a liar.
You're free to pursue your fancies as you desire, and I would have it no other way. I suspect Alistair, however, would not feel the same way. If there is to be something between you and I, to string him along would only hurt him deeply. Surely you know this is true.
I suppose you're right.
Then only one path lies before us, no?
I want you, no question.
And glad I am to hear it. You will need to be the one that tells Alistair, however. Now then, shall we move on to more pleasant topics? How about poetry, hmm?
No, not poetry. I know a good poem when I hear it.
Well, trust me then. You won't be hearing it now. It was recited to me, as I recall, by a rather wealthy target of mine. Let's see. The symphony I see in thee, it whispers songs to me. Songs of hot breath upon my neck. Songs of soft sighs by my head. Songs of nails upon my back. Songs of thee come to my bed.
This was told you by a target?
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe that she thought this would actually convince me to spare her. I had sex with her anyway, but that goes without saying. She still had to die. The poem was amusing at the time, however, and thus I've always remembered it.
And why are you telling it to me?
Here I thought you might be cheered up by some naughty poetry. You simply look so unhappy. Such an unflattering expression for such a lovely face.
You think I'm lovely, do you? I already said that. I don't feel unhappy.
No? That is good to know. Though you might have fooled me with those serious eyes of yours. Me, I tend to make the best of whatever situation I find myself in, stealing what moments I can. It's served me well most days. You might learn to do the same.
I'll keep that in mind.
Or you could ignore my advice, considering where my brilliance has gotten me. Enough poetry, I think. The time has come for traveling and the murdering of villains and whatever else passes for adventuring these days. You call?
Care to answer some questions?
Can I respond in poetry? No? How sad.
Why did you want to leave the crows exactly? Wait a minute. Be careful. What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
It doesn't take any special skill?
I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer, as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm? You call?
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue. That is, unless you would care to spend the years it takes to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be such a person who desires this training, yes, by all means, send them to me. The crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy tweaking their nose further. You call?
I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Never mind.
You call?
Care to answer some questions?
Can I respond in poetry?
No.
No? How sad.
What is your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
So you're an assassin and a son of a whore.
A Dalish whore, thank you very much. It was my sole distinction amongst the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You would compare my life to yours.
Are we so different, you and I? Buffeted by the winds of fate, brought to this point by both circumstance and excellence.
I don't believe in fate.
Is the thought that you have arrived here solely out of self-determination better, I wonder? No matter. My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
But how do you feel about the Dalish in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
-11. Wow.
You call?
Never mind.
I know what you're going to say, and I'm just going to spare you the trouble. You've chosen, haven't you?
How did you know what I was going to say?
I'm not stupid. Did you think you were the first person to ever disappoint me? I know that look. I had a feeling this would happen. I suppose I hope you are happy together. This is getting a little awkward, and I think I'm going to excuse myself now. He is quite a character, your Zevran, no?
Zevran is not mine by any stretch of the imagination.
He owes you his life. That debt alone makes him beholden to you. And that's saying nothing of your, entanglements.
He's not my open slave or anything, so don't get ideas.
He seems to seek pleasure above all things. But there is more to him, isn't there? He is more complex than he lets on.
Have you been watching him?
Yes. I mean, no. Well, not in that way, anyway. I feel that it is in my interest to study those I travel with. And Zevran deserves special scrutiny, seeing that he tried to kill you. But it seems you trust him, judging from your closeness. If you do, then I do too. You haven't led us astray yet. That aside, you do have good taste. He's an attractive one.
I'm sure he would be opposed to you joining in the fun.
That's an interesting idea. I'll have to think about that. I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
We need to talk.
Of course.
Nothing, never mind.
So, I understand that this is it. You've chosen someone else.
Why do I have to choose anyone?
Because you can't have it both ways. Or do you really think that would be all right? Look, I'm fine with it. Really. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Zev's a lucky bastard. That's all I really have to say about it. I hope he makes you happy.
Are you sure you're alright with this?
Not really. But I don't have a lot of choice here, do I? Let's get back to it then. We have plenty of other things to keep us busy. Something on your mind?
I have some questions.
Of course.
If you were raised in a chantry, have you never...
Never what? Had a good pair of shoes?
You know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do. Have I never seen a basilisk? Ate jellied ham? Have I never licked a lamppost in winter?
Now you're making fun of me.
Make fun of you, dear lady. Perish the thought. Well, tell me, have you ever licked a lamppost in winter?
No, I've never licked a lamppost in winter.
Good. I hear it's quite painful. I remember one of the younger initiates did it on a dare once, and there was pointing and laughing. Oh, the humanity. I myself have also never done it. That. Not that I haven't thought about it, of course, but you know.
You've never had the opportunity.
Well, living in the Chantry is not exactly a life for rambunctious boys. They taught me to be a gentleman, especially in the presence of beautiful women such as yourself. That's not so bad, is it?
You think I'm beautiful?
Did I say beautiful? Do you have any particular opinion on my saying that?
I might like hearing it from you.
Then I'll have to think of something more provocative next time, won't I? Until then, we should get underway, no? I have many tearful nights in my tent to contemplate, after all.
Lillith is so mean.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Here, look at this. Do you know what this is?
Your new weapon of choice?
Yes, that's right. Watch as I thrash our enemies with the mighty power of floral arrangements. Feel my thorns, Darkspawn. I will overpower you with my rosy scent. Or, you know, it could just be a rose. I know that's pretty dull in comparison.
Sentiment can be a pretty potent weapon.
Is it that easy to see right through me? Huh. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I picked it in Lothering. I remember thinking, how could something so beautiful exist in a place with so much despair and ugliness? I probably should have left it alone, but I couldn't. The Darkspawn would come and their taint would just destroy it. So I've had it ever since.
That's a nice sentiment.
I thought that I might give it to you, actually. In a lot of ways, I think the same thing when I look at you.
Thank you, Alistair. That's a lovely thought.
I'm glad you like it. I was just thinking, here I am doing all this complaining, and you haven't exactly been having a good time of it yourself. You've had none of the good experience of being a Grey Warden since your joining. Not a word of thanks or congratulations. It's all been death and fighting and tragedy. I thought maybe I could say something. Tell you what a rare and wonderful thing you are to find amidst all this darkness.
I feel the same way about you.
I'm glad you like it. Now, if we could move right on past this awkward, embarrassing stage and get right to the steamy bits, I'd appreciate it.
Sounds good. Off with the armor, then.
Ha ha ha. Love called. Damn, she saw right through me.
You're so cute when you're bashful.
I'll be standing over here until the blushing stops. Just to be safe. You know how it is.
Oh, boy.
flowers. Thank you. They're very pretty.
Don't you recognize them?
These were her favorite. I haven't seen these in such a long time. They smell just like Mother used to. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering. Oh, it's one of those subterranean bunny pigs. Oh, look at him. Come here, you.
I can't believe you wanted this dirty animal.
Just needs a bath. Don't listen to the mean lady. You're not dirty. Thank you so much. You've made my day. So, you and Alistair?
Yes.
You and Alistair. Together, looking contented. You even have a glow about you. So shameless.
I think that's a side effect of the joining.
The joint... Oh, that Grey Warden ritual that involves the Darkspawn blood. No, that's not it. You definitely have the glow of someone in love. So, how is Alistair?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Alistair and you, those long nights. He must be quite delightful. You wouldn't be so happy otherwise, I think. He's athletic. That's always nice. He's also good at following instructions, isn't he?
Sometimes he gets too excited to listen.
Yes, I can see that. Sometimes he reminds me of a very eager puppy. Most men do, actually. That's a good thing. Men like puppies can be trained, especially when it comes to dealing with their women. I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
Would you sing the Elven Song of Morning for me?
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
No, you're a person.
Ha, very funny. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
Hey, don't say those things. We still need you.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
I have a thought.
Just the one?
Ah, such wit. Truly, you and Mother should form a troupe of jesters and tour the countryside. We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
And what's in it for me?
My eternal gratitude? At the very least, it shall enable me to help you more. Is that not worthwhile?
Very well. If I go back to the tower, I'll look for it.
Good. I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it. If not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind. What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope... This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be... interesting.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Callow? You thought I was callow?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
So will you tell me now why you were caged?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
Exactly what happened.
I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
That sounds like what happened to me at Ostagar.
I heard the stories of Ostagar. Your kith stood their ground when others fled. No one can do more than that. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
What did you do?
I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade.
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Callanhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Of course. Lovely.
Excuse me.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure...
Oh, marvelous. Oh, marvelous.
I'm to keep this, am I? Fine. I'm to keep this, am I? Fine.
Of course. Well, all right.
This is Moonstalker at that place for walkthroughs with Lillith of Dragon Age Origins. Catch you on the flip side.